Trigger warning. The following content may discuss sensitive topics such as mental health, abuse, violence. Please proceed with caution and take care of yourself. If you feel uncomfortable, it's okay to step away.
Probably believe that she come to some harm, but how, I don't know, because I think she would have been in contact if she hadn't. I don't believe that she's just gone off and she's sitting somewhere or having another life somewhere and not even thinking about her children. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you. I'll get some. Thank you, Sophie. Thank you so much. Thank you for the gifts. Any gifts that we get, I use to promote Georgina's videos. It stays in the profile, and I use them to promote Georgina's videos. So thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. That's really lovely. You know, I don't know. Sometimes I think, I don't know, what can I do? What can I do today? What can I do to create awareness? Just the local police. The local police were on it first of all, and then it got moved to Sussex and Surrey. Sussex and Surrey major crime team. Then they were the next ones to have it. The girl in the picture is my daughter, Nikki. She went missing on the 7th of March 2018. She was 30 years old, and she'll now be 37. She left my home that morning in Worthing, Sussex. She was going to go into the town. She's never ever been seen again, never. There was two pieces of CCTV footage, one in Clifton Road, which is about 10 minutes away from where we live, and one in Chapel Road, which is about half an hour in the middle of town. The CCTV footage in Chapel Road was not a confirmed sighting because they couldn't see both of the girls' female's face, so they could never identify her. No, bearing in mind, nobody has ever come forward to say that's me, that's my friend, or I know who that is. So that's quite a mystery, really. But for us, when we see that CCTV, I see Georgina. I see that my daughter. I know many people look at it and say it's not. They don't think it's her. But when I look at it, I see my daughter. Thank you, Em. Thank you. Yeah.
22 hours.
I don't think there's anything higher up. Like I've asked for, like the Metropolitan. Oh, thank you so much, Bev. Thank you. It's so kind of you. We contacted the Metropolitan Police because somebody advised us to do that, but they said that the only people that are sort of qualified and know enough about Georgina's case are Sussex Police, who are dealing with it now. Because I asked for it to be moved to a different team after we had the failures. The crime commissioner, I contacted the Sussex crime commissioner. I contacted Chief Constable and asked it to be moved to a fresh start and sort of a new team, and they said no. She believes that Georgina's case investigation is with the correct, department, correct team. So we wasn't going to get anywhere with that. Thank you, Nikki. Nikki, yeah, I think your strength grows over the time. You have to be strong because you have to be strong for your other children. You have to be strong for Georgina's children. I sort of tend to forget about myself because I'm a mum and I'm just trying to do everything fit to do all these things that I can. But you have to be strong for your other children because, you can't also as well, because Georgina has taken the sort of priority really, taken over everyone's life as well. It's taken over the family. All at the same time, you need to still make those children feel that they're loved and important, and at the same time. Like one of my daughters, she's had a baby. He's 2 years old now, and so I don't want them to feel that the family life has changed because of what happened to Regina. We're very close family anyway. D, it's not a closed case. They haven't closed it, but it's not active. They'll say say it's not closed. They say all the time it's not closed, but they're not actively seeking answers. If anyone comes to them with information or emails them, they'll have a look at it and assess it and see if they see what they can do with it. But it's not closed. Thank you, Zoe. Yeah, the IOPC, Francesca. When we had the internal review, I think it was like the second year. They had the internal review, and then we were invited to a meeting where the reviewing officer he talked through everything he's found, and that was when the 27 failures were found. 13 of them were lost CCTV footage. So we were told about that, and we were just told, we wasn't really told about the others. And then the reviewing officer left because he said he had another meeting. So I requested another meeting to find out what the other failures were. I think it was Chief Constable and the Crime Commissioner was at the meeting, and they said that even though CCTV footage had been lost, they believe that Georgina still wouldn't have been found, even if they hadn't lost that CCTV. And I said, well, maybe she might not have been found, but we might have had other leads that we could have followed up or followed. That's what. And at the time, they have to self-refer themselves because of the faults and failures. And then I put in a complaint as well to the IOPC, and I had to. Oh, it was so time consuming. Like essays, and you have to. Somebody has to write it, and then you have to go through it all, and it was very, very strenuous. But at the end of it took ages. It took over a year to do the first one, and then it come back that they'd. Sussex Police had already self-referred themselves, and they had said it was a learning curve for them. So what else did I want them to do? Because they've said that it was the Chief Constable apologised on behalf of them. They said it was a learning curve, and so the Chief Constable just said that you know, hopefully they'll learn, Sussex police will learn from this. But I said, well, that's not good enough, because my daughter is not a learning curve. But it doesn't, whatever you say, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything. Oh. Thank you, Kasha. So I'm just trying to read the comments if I've missed any. Stephen Lawrence. Well, I met, what was his name? Clive Driscoll. I met Clive Driscoll, who was in the Metropolitan Police, and he actually was the one who solved the Stephen Lawrence case. I think it was either 15 or 20 years later. And I met him, we was working with Donald McIntyre on some podcast, and he brought Clive Driscoll to their house to talk to us about, I think she's a dame, isn't she, Stephen Lawrence's mum? I can't remember what her name is now. And she set up a charity, and I mean, it's probably a bit different, this case, than, because he didn't really go missing, did he? He was just, but he told us about some other cases that he'd worked on, and how he went back to the beginning of, he said it's like a puzzle, and where things have been missed, they need to go back to the beginning and start again and put the pieces in again, and then that's how it'll be solved. And that's how he used to solve the cold cases that he was given. Oh, her name was Doreen, was it? Yeah. Georgina's children are now 14 and 15. They was 7 and 8 when she first went missing. It's half of their life, isn't it? She went missing when they were young. I hope they don't forget about her. I hope they don't. Thank you, it's Ruthie. Yeah, there was lots of police failings in that. And I went, yeah, he told me all about it. Clive just told me about it, and I think I seen a couple of documentaries on it, because there was lots of police discrimination and police failures, what wasn't done. Awful, but it's still going on all the time. When you see these cases, and they've been referred to the IOPC, and they get disciplinaries and things like that. And then a couple of weeks later you read about other ones, and it's going on all the time. Nothing changes. Yeah, it's hard. What do you say? I have said, Mummy might not ever be found. Mummy might not come home, because I think they think she's going to come home. I really do think they think she's going to come home. That would be amazing. But I don't think it's going to happen.
don't do that. That's not very nice of you.
I think he's retired now. He just sort of, Donald McIntyre brought him down because he was sort of friendly with him, and I think he's not in the police now. He does sort of private work and things. So I think he works for children. He runs some sort of children's, not a charity, but for underprivileged children and things like that in London. He's a very nice man. He's I met quite a few people through Donald McIntyre, and he was one of the loveliest people I've met. Very genuine, no airs and graces, very nice man. Thank you, Dee. Thank you. I don't think any private investigators have ever been recommended, to be honest. No one's ever recommended anyone. We were always told that most private investigators are not really qualified to do that. Anyone can start up their own PI agency, so you'd have to be careful anyway. Thank you for Francesca. Thank you so much. You don't know what's right and what's wrong, really. You want to try everything. You want to do everything. You want to go everywhere to see if you can find those answers. Then I don't have the money for that, for private investigators. I've tried fundraising in the beginning, and it's so hard. It's one of the hardest things, I think, is to try and fundraise. I mean, really is. It's not easy. But if anyone can help put up posters in your town or anywhere, or if you're going on holiday, please email us on white_wings8@hotmail.com, and I'll get a poster pack sent out to you. If you can't do that, if you can just share our post or videos, that would be really great too, because it's all about keeping Georgina's story out there. For those people that don't know about Georgina, there's so many people that come on here and say, oh, I've never, I've been on TikTok for 2 years and I've never seen this person. Who is this person? And I'll say, it's my daughter, and she's been missing. And they'll say, oh, I've never heard of her. Yeah, there's lots of informative videos on the page and on the Facebook page, which is Find Missing Georgina Gharsallah. And on TikTok, we update them almost every day. There's something on there. I don't know really who is holding me up, but I think everyone thinks that I'm so strong that I'm just this really strong person and I don't need anything. That's what I feel. Alex, so sorry if I didn't pronounce that. Some more posting, but maybe if you need, that would be great. You know, all the help we can get to put up posters anywhere, just to keep Georgina's story out there. Just keep them out there. If you email us on white_wings8@hotmail.com, and I'll get some poster packs sent out to you. Yeah, they do. I think that's part of the job, isn't it, Mum? We can fix anything, we can hold anything together, but sometimes we do fall apart. Thank you, Exo. I don't recall sending, especially not the new ones, because I've only got the new ones in the past 2 weeks. So there's none. I think the only ones I've sent out are the ones that have gone to Brighton, if I'm honest. Brighton, somewhere else. Yeah, time out. Yeah, I do go to my me and my youngest daughter have got an allotment we share, and I do go there. I've been there this morning. I really like it there. It's so peaceful there, and I just sort of sowed seeds and think of things I can do. And it doesn't look like an allotment plot now, because my daughter keeps saying to me, "Mum, remember this is an allotment." But I've got a little area where I've planted things, and for Georgina, and sometimes in the past sort of few months we've gone to a garden centre, me and the boys, and I've said, "Oh, choose a plant for Mummy. Choose a plant for Mummy, both of you choose one." And I've planted them in this area, so I'm just sort of trying to make it like a wild garden, this little square, and it's got a bird bath and bird feeders and all sorts. It doesn't really look great at the moment now after the winter, but yeah, I like it there, and I try to walk sometimes. I did do a map with for the first 2 years, but then when the boys came to live with me, it used to be on my hallway, with stickers on it, and I took it down because I thought it mustn't be very nice for them every time they could walk past the bathroom to their bedroom and see this map with just sort of stickers on it where posters are gone about their mum. So I took it down. It's like also a couple of years we went out and we put things out for the anniversary, like the balloons and things we did, and the seed hearts, the seed paper hearts, which are cut out, had a little one of those cut out things. And I sat cutting out all these little hearts sort of night after night, so we had a big carrier bag of them. We went out on the beach and scattered them, and up on the downs, and I just said, send out messages of hope to Mummy, and send out messages to Mummy, saying whatever you want. But now they're sort of 14 and 15, I just feel that I didn't feel right asking them and saying, do you want to come out? And because it was just sort of that constant reminder of our mum's been missing for 7 years. So I sort of go and do it myself, really. And on her birthday it's a bit different because it's more personal than the anniversary. I think the anniversary is more of I felt like if I asked them to come and do things with me, it's more like right in their face that she's been missing for 7 years. So I didn't do it this year. I think it was the first year. But last year, on the birthday and things, we did sort of some special things. So anyway, I'm going to go now because I'm quite tired tonight and I want to get my pyjamas on. get a shower and get my pyjamas on. Just sort of have a little relax before. As I said, I did watch that the new Netflix series, the 4-part series, The Adolescent. I finished it this morning. That was quite heavy. I found it was quite heavy and very, very sad. But Claire, thank you, Holly. Thank you so much. Thank you, Francesca. The thing is, the documentary ones, they don't actually do it. It's not sort of bespoke to you. It's how they want it, and they put their own twists in it and things like that. I've done several now, and none of them have turned. When I've seen the finished product, I felt sorry that I'd actually done it. But I've done the podcast. I've done some that have been good, as good as can be, and I've done some that I think the ones that I've heard, some of them have been pretty awful. So it's hard to distinguish between, or to know which. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's hard to know which ones are genuinely going to put us as a family, put our thoughts and first before their views, mainly because they're looking for views. At the end of the day, they're looking for views. Thank you so much. Thank you, Zenith. So, I mean, if anyone approached me, I sort of think about it first, and even when I did this recent Channel 4 one, I thought, well, some publicity, even if I have to face the bad publicity as well, is better than none, and it's still keeping a story out. But I think it's just sort of hard when I know what they're going to say and what they're going to do and when they're going to put it out. It's not really. You start thinking, you try to weigh up the pros and cons. Is this going to be beneficial, or is this going to be very negative for the story? I've been on the missing ones, the missing. I've been on the Donna McIntyre did a 10-part, I think 10-part or 11-part. I was on that quite a few, episodes. I've been on one with Jodie from the Argus and Mark Williams. God, I've forgotten now. But I've spoken on quite a few, and then of course there's just the ones where they speak about the case as well. I've been on, I think there was one I listened to. I'm trying to find the name. Let me see if I can find it. Some of them I listen to, and I think, oh, that's awful, the way they talk about the case, and just find it cringy and awful. There was another one I listened to, which was a couple of ladies, and they were just sort of giggling and laughing and making jokes in between talking about Georgina, and I thought that was pretty awful. Georgina, no, she's not Georgina Castle. The first one I told you about is just called The Missing. It's called The Missing. And Georgina, there's lots of them on there. They do lots of them. I can't find any on Spotify. But usually if I post them on the links on the page, or if I find anything watchable or viewable or worthy. Yeah, they were joking about random things, and I thought, oh, this is a bit inappropriate really for something like this, where the way they were doing it and laughing and joking. I didn't think it was right, but I thought, well, this is the way you work. I don't particularly like it. Anyway, I'm going to go now because I'm feeling quite tired. And thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me always. I thank you for your support. Thank you, Midlands Chap, always for your time. You put so much time into it. Midlands Chap has been helping me for I don't know how many years now. What, 4 or 5 years? And I don't really know what I would have done without him. He's really been quite a pillar of strength for me. Gives up his time, helps make all the posters and design them, and often sits up all night doing that. And I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. And so I'm going to go now, and we'll see you again soon, everybody. If there's any new information, I'll come on live anyway. We do usually do Tuesdays, but sometimes things sort of get in the way on a Tuesday. If the boys have, one of them has some tutoring or they haven't come, I need an appointment. So it's a little bit like as and when I can do it, or when I can fit it in, or when suitable. But thank you again, and I'll say good night now. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot. Thank you.